Hey everyone, driving for dollars is the fastest way to make an absolute fortune when it comes to real estate investing, right? I'm gonna show you guys something here. I'm gonna open up and actually share something very private here on my phone. I'm gonna scroll through, as you can see on your screen right now. These are all the credits in my account in just the last couple months, right? So this is generating a ton of money, a ton of profits for me and my business and all the wonderful people on my team. It is blessing so many lives. I'm not showing this to brag. I mean, not too long ago, I was a broke window cleaner, but I want you guys to have the same results. I want you guys to have the same financial freedom. It's the whole purpose behind this YouTube channel. So if you're excited to be here and you're not subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to be reminded when there's new videos that can make an absolute massive financial difference in your life. If you don't know me yet, my name is Zack Boothe and I'm the Driving for Dollars Mastery Guy, and I am here on this channel to make a big difference in your life, teach you driving for dollars and teach you how it can help you. So welcome. So I want to know from you guys, once you have created financial freedom through driving for dollars, what are you going to do with that money? And more importantly, what are you going to do with all that time freedom that comes with wealth? If you're anything like me, and I assume that there's nothing more frustrating than being broke, nothing more frustrating than feeling like you're not providing the life for your family that they deserve and that you want to give them, right? I remember feeling very unhappy and unsatisfied with who I was as a person because I wasn't taking care of the people that meant the most to me. And sometimes I felt like this is me being vulnerable. Maybe you guys don't feel this way, but I didn't feel like I was worthy of love because I wasn't providing for my family the way I wanted to. I remember, fighting with my wife over a $20 DVD player at one point in our marriage. And money was on my mind all the time. It's funny now that I have a lot of money, it's not on my mind. I don't worry about the little things and the water heater going out and, I gotta register the car. It's not an issue, right? Those things are not an issue. And I get to focus on better things and more fulfilling things and helping people and doing things that actually make an impact in people's lives. And just living paycheck to paycheck is a horrible way to live, and it sucks, it hurts. And I wanna change that for you guys because it's changed for me. That's why I have this YouTube channel. So I'm gonna share a story of something that happened to me. I wanna share it with you because it made a massive impact in my life, and I know it can in yours as well. So I was washing windows. It's what I did for a decade. I was washing windows for a wealthy gentleman. His name was Stan. So Stan, I found out, was a wealthy real estate investor, and I had to know everything about him, right? Because I knew that that's what I wanted to get into. I had this bug and desire to get into real estate, but I had all these obstacles. So I was asking him all kinds of questions. He spent like an hour and a half talking to me about his story and how he became successful. He was so generous and kind and humble. He was a wonderful human being. And I remember I told him, I was like, man, if I could just get a couple rentals this year, that would just be the greatest thing ever. And he said to me, oh, that's convenient. I have these 2 properties. I haven't collected rents in like 4 months because the property manager bailed. I don't want to deal with them. I've got 2 multi-million-dollar developments going right now, and these 2 rentals are just a headache. I'll sell them to you at a big discount, and I'll even be your bank, right? I didn't even have to get a loan for them because I didn't qualify for a loan. And those properties, I ended up selling them to the tenants a year and a half later. I made over $100,000 profit, right? I was in the right place at the right time and talked to the right person. I found a deal of a lifetime. Or so I thought. But I quickly realized that it is happening every single day to a lot of people that are looking for those deals. You guys can find a deal of a lifetime every day. So what happened next is I learned that you could find motivated sellers, which is what Stan was. He didn't want to deal with them. He was motivated to sell them. He wasn't down and out on his luck. He just didn't want to deal with them. And that's what I needed to find. People that weren't down and out on their luck, but people that wanted speed and convenience over price. So I found out about a list called an eviction list. An eviction list is a list that you can get from your city courthouse, right? Or your county courthouse. And you can go and request the public documents of who's filed evictions and what properties have filed evictions over whatever set amount of time. It's public records, right? They might, if you go in and talk to the clerk, they're gonna be like, oh, it's not public records. You gotta find someone with experience that says, no, it is. It's a hassle to get it. And so that's what I was doing. I was finding that list and reaching out to those homeowners or property owners and saying, hey, do you want to sell your property? Because a lot of times they were tired landlords like Stan. They didn't want to deal with the property. And I started finding some of those deals, and I got some deals referred to me, and I did okay. I made like $100,000 my first year doing that, was able to quit window washing. It was great. But then something changed, and it completely changed my life. I came to the realization that every single one of those deals that I did that first year had physical signs of neglect. There was tall grass, there was peeling paint. You could tell when you drove through the neighborhood that that was the unloved property in the neighborhood. So I thought, man, I'm just gonna go do what is known as driving for dollars, where you find ugly houses in your neighborhood or in whatever neighborhood you want to find properties, identify those properties and reach out if they wanted to sell. When I started doing that, it completely changed my life. Let's dive into exactly how you guys can get paid with driving for dollars and how you can have financial freedom and change your life just like my life was changed. But before we do that, make sure you smash that like button and let's dive in. First, I want you to really understand the psychology behind the sellers that are selling their properties at 50 cents on the dollar. Most people, I've heard lots of things said, like real estate investors take advantage of people that are down and out on their luck. I've been told I was a bottom feeder. I've had a lot of negative things said about me because the perspective is I'm taking advantage of people and I'm buying properties at a discount when they can sell them for more, and so shame on me. And I completely understand that perspective. I never want to hurt anybody. I never want anybody to be worse off because they knew me or because they were associated with me. So how is this ethical and how is this helping people to find properties at a massive discount? So just like Stan, he didn't want to deal with it. To him, the value of being done with the property that day was more valuable than squeezing a little bit more money out of the deal. He understood that he could get more if he evicted the tenants that weren't paying, fixed the deferred maintenance, and listed it with a real estate agent. He told me he had a real estate agent talking to him about doing all of that for him, but he didn't want to deal with the hassle because it would take months. You have to take multiple calls and deal with all of it. But he liked me, he wanted to see me succeed, he knew that I would succeed from those deals, and he knew that it would be a convenient way to be done with it, right? So our goal as investors is not to find people to take advantage of them, but to find people that we actually help and serve. When you do this, you're gonna find these ugly houses. I just did a podcast just yesterday with a guy named Max Sneary. If you haven't seen my podcast, Driving for Dollars Mastery, that's a great place as well to learn more about this stuff. But Max had a property where they inherited the property and multiple siblings were receiving money and they were fighting over it. There was drugs involved. One of the family members had a drug issue. There was foundation issues in the house. There was liens. There was all sorts of problems that you could not even list it with a real estate agent and sell it, right? Someone with a government-backed loan, an FHA or conventional loan, couldn't buy it. A lot of the times, people that sell their house, they need an investor to help them with the deal. And so that's what we're trying to find. So how do we get paid? All right, well, you have to first find these ugly houses. You have to find these houses with physical signs of neglect, right? That's what we do. We drive around. We use an app called Deal Machine. This app allows you to imagine you have a Google Maps image, right? And you guys can go watch some videos on Deal Machine. I have more videos here and so forth. But Deal Machine is an app. I don't own it, but you drive around. There's basically a Google Maps image, and you can identify the house, right, as you're driving around, and touch the house on your phone. It'll upload all of the owner's information. You can get phone numbers and emails. You can text them and call them and see if they want to sell. Once you find someone that wants to sell for speed and convenience over price like Stan, you sign the contract to buy it at a big fat discount. So if you can get properties at 50 cents on the dollar, it's really hard to not make an absolute fortune. But the next part of the process is once you have that signed contract, you have to decide what is known as your exit strategy. Your exit strategy is how you decide to get paid. You can do what's called real estate wholesaling, where you assign the purchase contract to a different investor and get paid at closing, right? And my average wholesale deal is around $30,000. My average deal size on my Driving for Dollars deals this year are over $40,000 because I use more exit strategies than just wholesaling. I also do wholetailing. Wholetailing is where you close on the property and just list it on the MLS. You don't do any remodel, you just sell it as is. The third strategy is flipping, where we close on it, do renovations, remodel, and sell it to an end buyer on the MLS. And the last strategy is buy and hold investing, or buying the property and renting it out to tenants, right? I use all four of these strategies and they all have their place. But what you need to understand, if you're getting properties at 50 cents on the dollar, you can make make money doing any of these strategies. You just choose the one that fits you and your goals. So you need to understand that you get paid by driving for dollars because you did the work, because you found the deal. Most people think real estate investing is buy and hold investing, flipping, wholesaling, or wholesaling, but it's actually finding the deal. That's why driving for dollars is what changed my life. It's because it's a way to consistently find massively discounted properties at any time of the economy, right? And honestly, there's been no better time to do this because of this situation of the economy. House prices are still super high. People still have a ton of equity in their houses. They can sell for speed and convenience over price. But right now there's a lot of people that don't want to deal with the hassles. The retail market's cooling off a little bit. So it makes it more of a pain to sell it the traditional way for sellers. So it is a great time to be out there doing this strategy. If you're not doing it, you should get started today, right? If you want my help as your mentor, as your coach, we can talk to you about how that works. There's going to be a link in the show notes to jump on the phone with us. We'd love to talk to you if you have any interest in learning about that. But if you want to see it in action and see what it takes and how to do it, and how to use Deal Machine and what those conversations look like. And I even met someone just like Stan, right? I met a guy named Jerry, and I did 3 deals with Jerry on this 40-day challenge. I went out to Florida. I'd never been there. I took $1,000 and turned it into $93,000 with 3 wholesale deals, and then bought 2 rentals while I was there with over $100,000 in equity on that 40-day challenge. And I'm going to put access to that first video right here. That's the 40-day challenge. Make sure you watch that if you want to be really good at driving for dollars. Everyone, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you in the next video.